So Yuma, Walawani, hello. Thank you so much for coming and spending your Saturday with us. It's a beautiful day out there, but don't think about that because we're inside getting inspired. So my name's Philippa. I'm with Capital Health Network. I'm the Workforce Planning and Prioritisation Senior Manager. I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about Capital Health Network, but given that we're running a bit behind time, I'll just sort of touch on the key points, which is that Capital Health Network is the ACT's primary health network. Some of you have never heard about these organisations before. So we're a not-for-profit that receives government funding and in the areas, as Adnan said, to build capacity, to coordinate and to commission primary care services. So we don't provide any services ourselves, but we commission services, and we also manage programs such as this Workforce Planning and Prioritisation program, which is the reason we all get to be here today and be inspired. So focused on what the supports are right now for you if you're not working in general practice or as a registrar. So once you're a registrar, there's more opportunities that we have to support you. But right now, because most of what we do is focused on general practice, there are a couple of things. So in the area of mental health, there's a tool called the Initial Assessment and Referral Decision Support Tool. That's a catchy IARD as to what an acronym that is. We actually have funding to train you on that. So if you need training, we can help you with that. That's any Australian clinician can use that tool. And then once you're working in primary health care, there is an employee assistance program that Capital Health Network provides to you. On the right are some of the things that our quality improvement team provides support to practices, so general practices in Canberra. I'm going to focus on the ones that are highlighted. So there's educational events, and particularly for medical students, there might be some educational events that you might want to attend. So you can jump onto the Capital Health Network website and have a look at those. And there's also some really fabulous newsletters. This is just, pretend this isn't happening. It's just all going on in the background here. So we've got some great newsletters. I know who wants another email. I know we get so many, but if you're interested in general practice, it's a good idea. You can subscribe to our emails and find out what's happening in primary care. And the last one is a fabulous tool, and I'm not going to tell you about it because we have a clinical editor here with you. So yeah, we're really happy that we're able to provide this fabulous program, and Louise Kenyon is going to talk to you about it now.
So my name's Louise Kenyon and I work on the HealthPathways program with Capital Health Network. The reason why I'm here today is to help you. We've talked a lot about being generalists, and a lot of what people don't like about that is jack of all trades, master of none. It's really, really doable, and HealthPathways is a tool that helps to support you. Look, if you go into your web browsers and go HealthPathways, one word with a capital P, and ACT Southern New South Wales, you can access the HealthPathways website. What HealthPathways is unique for, it's a local resource. We have an international database of information that we use to create pathways, but we make it specific to this region, particularly in the referral sections. It's so hard to know. You know, you can't just send to a cardiologist anymore. 30 years ago when I did my training, it was just a cardiologist. And now we have, you know, the interventionalists, the imaging, the rhythm guys. So HealthPathways helps you work out who to refer to. It's unique in that it's paid for by our local health, so ACT Health, Southern Local Health, and the government PHNs. It goes all the way from assessment to management and referrals. So you can go, if you know what you're doing, well, if you know what you're doing, you don't have to look up anything, which is great. But if you say, you know, someone's got eczema and I'm not quite sure what to do with eczema, then you can look up therapeutic guidelines. It's there, and I don't know where I'm up to now. It's there and it's easy to find. And that will give you the management. If you need to know more about a medication, you can go to Australian Medicines Handbook, and that will give you information about a specific drug. What HealthPathways does is it puts it all together. There's not a lot of great information for how you do assessment. That's your medical training, but how do you keep up with that over 30 odd years? Health Pathways does that assessment stuff. It then does the management stuff, and it saves you from going to lots of different resources. I have the immunisation handbook, the asthma management handbook, the COPDX, but they're all different guidelines in different formats. And what Health Pathways does is put everything in a similar format, I have to say, because we've got different clinical editors and we fight about what's best to do, but in a very similar format. And then what you really can't get anywhere else is all the referral information, what to refer and when. And that's one of the really key things for GP work, is working out when it's not your job and then finding the right person to do the job. And I think that's a really important thing in the patient journey. I might go through, so we've got the, this is what it looks like, but that's the website that you'd get an individual account. You can use it to create your CPD, and we're developing things like Smart Search that help you to interrogate the pathways beyond their heading. And I think that's probably enough for me because I know we're running late. Sorry, that's just what a pathway looks like. It's very simple so that you can find the information you need. You know, there's drop boxes, so the blue text gives you more information. If you're a really knowledgeable user, you don't need to work out what hirsutism is. But you might go, oh, what is the categories and what are the scoring? And you can click on that drop box and it will give you more information on how to do that. The other really good thing about Health Pathways is that we really want to know, that's a referral page, and then that's the referral information. And we also have resource pages to help you use the system. What we really want to know is if you read something and it's not right, every single page has this send feedback button. Just let us know. If there's something, if there's a specialist there that isn't there and should be there, just let us know. We're really reactive to your feedback. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Vicky. I'm from GPRA and I'll be really quick. I've got a few slides but I'll flick through them all. So we're a free membership. We were established back in 1973 and we're the peak body who ensures that everybody's represented in a range of ways. So I was asked to write this down the other day, so I'm going to read it. We are the impartial advisor that is funded by the government to provide information about all pathways. So for those of you that are students here today, while you're at university, you would possibly know about our general practice student network. And so you're at the start of this GP workforce pipeline. For those of you that are in the hospital system, pre-vocational doctors, when you go into the hospital system, our job is to try to encourage you to stay interested in becoming a GP in a range of ways. And once you become a GP registrar, so once you've chosen the college you're going to train with or chosen the organisation you're going to train with, as a GP registrar, we are funded by the government to make sure that you are supported in a range of ways. So we can give you assistance with interview, practice employment negotiations, inquiry and issues resolution. So, for example, some of you, when you've applied to the colleges, you've selected which college you're going to choose, you're in discussions about your contracts, but you're not quite sure what it means, people contact us to say, this is what's in my contract, is this reasonable or not? So people come to us for all sorts of different questions along the pathway. We have exam preparation resources. We provide advice on training and employment matters. Someone's got something happening within the practice they're in and they're not sure whether they can speak to the college or who to speak to. They actually contact us as an impartial organisation to get some information and advice on what they should do. And it gives them a little pathway back to, whether it's back to the practice and talking to individuals or talking to someone in the college. So for a training registrar, we provide support in a way that you can't get in other organisations. We advocate on your behalf, and we provide networking beyond your colleges. So there's a little bit more information there. We actually set the employment conditions, the NTCER. So for those of you that are starting to look at GP training and perhaps you're looking at your colleges, the NTCER actually sets the employment conditions, and you can find that on our website. We advocate for all GPs in training employment conditions, and we promote the general practice specialty to early career doctors and medical students. So any of you at ANU that are not part of the GPSN club, feel free to join. It is free. We've got registrar advisors who are employed by GPRA to provide you support and advice. The RLOs are employed by the colleges, and for those that are not training yet, both colleges will have RLOs, registrar liaison officers, who will be providing you support through the colleges you're part of. We have resources, and some of you have seen our GP companion out on my desk out there. This one's just been released, brand new guidelines, everything's up to date, so have a look at that. It's been a very useful tool for many people over the years. And we're free, so feel free to join us as a medical student, join us as a pre-vocational doctor, or join us as a GP in training. So thanks everyone. I'll get off the stage and go next.
Yeah, I think I'm next. So again, back to the RACGP College. And in terms of the resources, so there's a lot out there the college can provide you depending on where you are in your training kind of staging. So a lot of you sitting down there, I presume you're pre-training program. That's why you're here. So even when you're not decided, but you're showing some interest in general practice, the college has a lot of learning opportunities that you can engage. Certainly, we've got dedicated team to talk to you about the logistics about the program if you're interested, and there's career nights as well to give you specific career advice if you want to tailor your medical training pathway. And we also have peer-to-peer connections if you're interested to be locally connected to the other peers who might be sharing similar training experience with you. And certainly as educator and supervisors, we're here as your guidance while you're doing your training. And there are a lot of online opportunities as well in this day and age. So even, before you join the training program formally, there are a lot of educational activities online that you can engage. So I've just got one slide, and then it's very simple. And once you join the RACGP membership as our registrar, certainly you get access to the GP Learning Portal. And on that portal, you have a wide range of topics and contextual content that's very relevant to your exam and fellowship, graduation. So I think that's all very, very good resources out there for you all.
Okay. All right, so my slide is also very simple. So there's support from wherever you want to start. So as a medical student, you can join ACRRM with free membership, which provides you with access to a huge, extensive amount of online learning, but it also can start your training pathway if you wanted. You can start logging procedural skills, which is part of what you need for fellowship, which is very handy while you're still in the hospital as an intern and resident. And you can also apply for scholarships to attend Rural Medicine Australia and other conferences. As a registrar, in between medical school and pre-vocational years and then getting onto the program, we can provide individualised support. So we are still a very small and very new college. So if you are interested in rural generalism, I would really encourage just contacting the college, and you can do that via phone or email, and you'll get funneled through to someone like me, a medical educator, who can talk to you about your situation and what ACRRM training might do for you, or how you might want to shape your training. You can actually do that before you apply, so that you kind of know where you're going and where you're headed. Then as a registrar, there's a number of different ways that we support. So once you're on the program, you'll meet with your own allocated medical educator, who is a FACRRM like me, who will have sessions with you to see how you're going with your training, how your practice is, and provide you with support in the space of being a GP in training, as we have all done it ourselves. You also have a training program advisor who helps with administrative support, finding placements for you, and ensuring that the placement is meeting the standards for your training and supporting you. There's financial support as well. Both AGPT and RGTS are funded pathways that can get you to be a GP or an RG, and ACRRM has access to both of those funding pathways. Through AGPT, you get flexible funds, which can help you travel for education. They can help you with accommodation for courses and even funding courses as well. And RGTS is a lump sum payment, which is provided every 6 months for essentially the same things. We also support your training by having funded education courses for emergency medicine, for advanced life support, funding for workshops to come to face-to-face to support your learning, and an online learning program you can do at your own pace, and for assessment support as well. So small group study groups, which are organised by the college to help you pass your assessments. And I think that's it that I wanted to say.
So I'm really here to plug the RACGP's GP in Training Council. So you're probably familiar, if you've worked in the hospital system, that there is a very big power imbalance between trainees and the colleges that they train under. One of the ways the RACGP is trying to combat that is by putting together a GP in Training Council. I sit on that as the ACT representative, but there are representatives from all states and territories, an ADF registrar representative, Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander representative, and a number of other context-specific representatives. The chair of our council sits on the RACGP's board, and our job is to keep them accountable to you. So if you're having an issue with the way the RACGP is approaching something, then you come to the RACGP GP in Training Council, and we will represent your views further up the line. So we have very regular meetings with the president of the college, with the CEO of the college, and then members of our panel sit on other RACGP committees. So for example, I sit on the Workforce Working Group, and then there's a number of other opportunities that have arisen in the course of this role. I got to go to Parliament House last year and meet with a whole bunch of politicians. That was good fun. I've been able to do some media. I've been able to speak on a Health of the Nation panel. So there's a lot of good development opportunities for you if you wish to be part of the GP in Training Council. But as a registrar, it's good to know that you've got sort of 3 lines of people you can come to if you're having issues in your training. So you've got GPRA, who are an independent external body. You've got your RLO, who will help with sort of industrial type issues in the workplace, but they are now part of the RACGP. They come under the umbrella of the college. And then you've got the GP in Training Council. So if you're not getting any traction externally, sometimes having someone on your side inside the organisation is useful. So I'll say, enjoy lunch.